And now it's time for everybody's favorite talk show, Fox Talk. Fox Talk, Fox Talk, all the foxes talking about Fox Talk. Dun dun. And welcome back to Fox Talk. With me is Kurt Bond.
And with me over here is Potential Fox.
And we are both foxes.
And we're both here to talk to you.
Now, since today's topic is music, and we've covered a lot of field in the music field, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard so much music today that I don't know if my ears have ever gotten used to so much music.
Yeah, tell me about it. But, yeah, being a fox, you're open to a lot of different music styles. It's nothing like the other animal kingdom in the human world. We like our tastes, and I'm pretty sure you have your own tastes.
Yeah, frankly, if I hear that song, What the Fox Says, one more time, I swear I'm going to go over to wherever the country that Ylvis is from, and I'm going to shove them out a window.
Oh, come on, it's not all that bad.
Well, not all that bad when I first heard it, but, I mean, come on. How many times do you got to hear that song before you just wish that you had a 6-inch railroad spike to drive through your own skull?
Ugh, pretty gruesome there, but I guess I understand where you're coming from. But me, I'm a kind of a fox who has a wide music array. I dig a lot of kind of different music. From the 90s to the 80s, the 50s, the 60s.
Well, which one's your favorite? I mean, you got to pick a favorite.
Not necessarily. I like all types of music.
Really?
Well, mostly all. I'm not too fond about techno, really, but you give me 80s pop, and I'm your best friend in the world.
Well, you just give me something from like Cradle of Filth, and I'll be your best friend.
Ooh, really, Cradle of Filth?
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of them?
No, and I don't think I ever want to either.
Oh, they're not that bad. They're just really weird and creepy.
That's exactly why I don't want to hear about anything about Cradle of Filth. But you take some bands like Adam Ant of the 80s. Adam Ant was the 80s. And so was the Flock of Seagulls. And let's not forget Dead or Alive with You Spin Me Right Round Baby Like a Record.
I'm sure that's not the real title of the song.
Well, you're right, it isn't. But whatever your musical tastes, I'm sure that you have your own. Hiccup. But whatever your musical taste, I'm sure you have your own, just like Kurt Bond and I have our own tastes. But Kurt, being a fox and being the same member of the same genus that we are from, and we're all foxes of the world.
Oh yeah, I should say so.
And I'd say that different foxes come from different lines of families, just like human beings. We're not different from any other mammal.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, if I hear What Does the Fox Say one more time, I'm going to go out and get a chainsaw.
Well, you've already established your distaste for the song. But, well, I guess we could talk about when you started getting into music.
Well, pretty much just right about any ripe old age when I started comprehending what music was. I suppose this goes all the way back into infancy. You know, where you're just a little baby fox in little baby diapers and little baby pacifier in your mouth and you're dancing around bopping like crazy to whatever's on the radio.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody had that moment. I think at a time like that, my mother would be coming out of into the living room to where the stereo was, and it was a family stereo too. It was basically whatever the family chose to listen to, that's what you had to listen to. That was the family stereo. And she would play things like Captain and Tennille and the Carpenters and Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
Ew. Ew, I'd hate to be in your family.
What's wrong with them?
Well, nothing if you're a roller skater fanatic.
Well, I used to be, way back in the day. But I guess times have changed, and we gotta kind of evolve with the changes. You know, getting into rollerblades and throwing away your old roller skates. It's like tossing away your old skateboard and going into a full-blown hoverboard.
They don't make those yet. Hey, weren't we talking about music?
Well, we're talking about culture now. And music does make up a very vast portion of our culture.
I should say so. And I'm telling you right now, if our culture involves What Does the Fox Say in the future, forget it. I'm going to another planet.
Well, I think you've already established your distaste for the song twice now. And I must have to say, what does the fox really say?
Don't start!
Oh, come on, I was just making conversation. This is Fox Talk, after all.
Yeah, but you don't have to talk like that. I mean, come on. There's other things that we could talk about.
Well, we have been talking about music. And while we're on the subject, what does the fox say? Just listen to Kurt.
Wait,
I swear to
What?
wait, we have an urgent letter from Consumer Fox.
Oh, really? What does it say?
He says the Fox says I can't flip and decide between Samsung and Apple. I think I'm going into convulsions.
Oh boy. Well, I'm pretty sure that you couldn't just take a dart and toss it at the wall.
Well, too bad he didn't have that decision maker that he should have picked up, but instead he invested all of his money in something else. I'm not sure what it is, but well, how expensive can a dartboard be? I mean, how many times were you struck with a decision that you had to make on the spot and you did not have a dartboard to throw a dart at?
Well, even if you didn't have a dartboard, a coin toss would work. Heads or tails.
You know, I've always wondered about that. Heads I win, tails you lose. Hey, it's a win-win.
What kind of a coin toss do you play?
Unfairly.
Sounds like you. And speaking about foxes, yes, our own Consumer Fox is trying to rest well, but I can't help but think that he's right now sitting in his hospital bed wondering which of his iPhones he's going to pick up when he gets out of the hospital.
Well, if he's lucky enough and gets out of the hospital, he should just hang on to his original cell phone. Problem solved. I mean, look at my cell phone.
Your cell phone? You're still carrying around that old Razor cell phone that hasn't been popular since the beginning of time.
Hey, it still works. And all you really need for a phone, really, these days is something that goes ring and something that goes bing bong, I got a text. And you don't even need that. It's a phone. It's not a video game system. It's not an MP3 player.
Yeah, it is. What planet are you from, man? I mean, come on, get with the times. Of course, you have to have a really cool phone with a really great speaker system so you can listen to your MP3s on the go. What about all those joggers out there who don't want to carry around a whole big transistor radio with batteries? You know, maybe they want to just carry two devices in one.
Well, that was then, and of course this is now, and in today's economy, of course it's getting more and more difficult to save a buck rather than spend a buck. But if you gotta spend your money wisely, I'd say go to your local thrift store and pick yourself up a Walkman.
What? A Walkman? Those haven't been popular, and besides, you can't always find cassette tapes for them anymore.
I'm surprised you still remember what cassette tapes were. And that's what we used to listen to on our music when we were growing up.
I remember that day. I used to go down to the record store, and we used to live really locally to a record store, and every week after I got my allowance, I would be in that record store looking at all the new tapes.
Well, yeah. I think I was still collecting records at that time.
You were on records? Well, when I was on tapes, you were on records. Where have you been all your life?
Obviously not catering to the latest trends, I guess. But I'm willing to let go of the past in order to enjoy life's many technologies of the future. But, I mean, look at how far we've come now. I mean, MP3 players, you can listen to music and it won't skip.
And chances are you can listen to music and you can listen to music all you want to. The batteries will let you know that it's beforehand that they're about to die. I mean, you remember listening to your Walkman radio system? I mean, you basically had to take a guess and you had to basically take a guess in wondering if you had enough battery power to power up the rest of that AC/DC tape you're listening to while you're on the go.
Oh, now you're talking. AC/DC rocks. But that is true, though. Have you ever gone and played a tape on your Walkman and found out that the batteries are semi-going bad and the tape starts playing slow and you're listening to AC/DC and suddenly Brian Johnson sounds like a devil from the seventh layer of hell?
I've always wondered that. I try to put it not like that way, but I understand where you're coming from. And, well, in nanotechnology, they have battery indicators that let you know when you're low on power.
Isn't that special? So heaven forbid if you're out there on a jog and you're right in the middle of your routine and suddenly your battery goes out. Would be nice to get that privileged information before you leave the house.
Yeah, but usually before you leave the house, you make sure you have a fully charged battery. Try to do that on a Walkman. You have to make sure that your Duracells are still good enough to go on the go and not have to leave you stranded with no music.
Boy, life was so much more difficult back then than it is now, I'd say.
I'd say too. But however you remember your past in the days of your youth, and I remember mine.
Oh, so do I. walking up and down the neighborhoods and watching all these people with ghetto blasters and doing breakdancing in the street on big pieces of cardboard. Yeah, you remember that, don't you?
Somewhat.
Oh, you don't remember breakdancing? Come on. Everybody was into breakdancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even my grandmother. Heck, I mean, she even got into breakdancing, and she was 97 at the time.
97?
Yeah, she was very athletic. And when she broke dance, oh, she really broke dance. She must have had like 12 hip replacements and really busted loose on that one.
Sounds like it, yeah. Then I guess technically to her it was really quite literally called a breakdance.
Yeah, every time she moved, you hear another one of her bones breaking. But, well, we remember Grandma and how silly she was, and, you know, she used to come out with all these hippie clothes that her daughter used to wear in the 60s, and, you know, and just totally pretend like she was like Stevie Nicks, and it was like Woodstock all over again or something.
Your grandmother did that?
Well, she was a little senile in her old age, but, hey, you know what? If it keeps her young and happy, that's all that matters.
Did your grandmother ever have any specialties in the kitchen?
Oh, lots of them. For instance, she made the best kerosene chili in the world.
We're not getting into that again, are we?
What? That's where I got my recipe from. Good old Grandma. We love your Grandma. All the grandmothers of the world that use kerosene in their recipes unite. Hurrah!
I don't think that's many of them, though.
Hey, you never know. Hey, from fox to fox, you never know.
I can already tell you the answer to that right now, and that was probably your grandmother was probably the only one who's ever resorted to something like that.
You never know. Oh, come on, give it a chance. 10 alarm chili.
More like 100 alarm chili.
Oh yeah, what am I talking about? It's really high on the Scoville scale.
I don't know about you sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think that you're actually a fox of the same genus as I am.
Hey, well, here, you know what? I think I know where it comes from. My size.
Yeah, you are quite small and pudgy.
Hey!
No harm intended. But, well, the whole thing is that, well, we do tend to look at each other as, well, this one looks different than the other one, and some are a little geekier than others.
Yeah, like Rabinowitz.
Yeah, you gotta have that cuff looked at. Yeah, and Fabulous.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, how are you and Fabulous getting along?
We're not, thank you.
Oh, come on, what's the matter with him?
What do you mean, what's the matter with him? Just look at him. He's a walking floral design.
Yeah, but that's what makes him fabulous.
Well, if you feel that way about him, you can date him all you want to. I'm walking the straight and narrow path. Thank you very much.
Doesn't have anything to do with walking any type of path. It's just your preference. I think he's an awesome friend.
Well, good. Go with that.
Well, come on. He's your friend, too.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's not all that bad, is it? I mean, he doesn't really force you into liking his lifestyle, does he?
What do you mean force? I mean, he forces that on everybody. What are you talking about?
Not really. You just gotta realize that some of the qualities about a guy you really gotta pay attention to, and other qualities you just let go of. Just don't even let it faze you.
Well, I guess I could try that next time.
Yeah. Oh, and next time he makes a pass at you, tell him no.
Life experience?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask you what he did to you.
Oh, it was dreadful. It started out as a date for ice cream, and it turned into something worse.
Okay, well, I think that's all the time we have for tonight's Fox Talk. Join us next time when we talk about flowers.
No, we're not. We're going to talk about Charles Manson.
No, we're not. We're going to talk about Julie Andrews.
Who's she?
Oh, you wouldn't know her. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Fox Talk, Fox Talk. All the fox talking about Fox Talk. Ba-ba.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
I could beat your face and take your Klondike bars.
Yeah, they're in the freezer.
I thought so.
Assistant Gurr here.
I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. I just got stung by a bee. Ow, 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 ow. You know what I really hate? Is when I'm walking down the street and I'm minding my own business and all of a sudden A swarm of bees fly up under my shell, and it's impossible to get rid of them. So what do? Run for the water! Ow, 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 ow. Oh, they're stinging me real bad now. Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. Ow, ow.
Wow, it seems to me that Myrtle should really try out for that new... Boy, it seems to me that Myrtle should really try out for that role in that movie. You know, The Wicker Man. Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah, they're in my eyes! Oh!
Oh, well, I'm glad I don't have any shell of any kind. And I'm glad I'm actually here with you all, viewers out there, for the old Pawpets show. My name is Sirocco, and I hope everybody is having a good time out there. Well, it's that time again, and it's about time that we gathered around our screens and huddled together and reminisce about all the times that we've had today and wondering what we're going to do next week as the old Pawpets show just kind of turns off the lights, shuts off the camera, goes to bed, and what is expected next week. Well, I do hope that you'll return because, well, I like having you viewers around. You know, you give me a purpose for existing, and before that, I didn't even know I existed much. But it's thanks to you that give me life. And I'm so grateful for that privilege. And next time you're in my swamp, drop right in. I promise I won't bite. This is Sirocco the Sea Monster calling out to everybody out there saying it's been really fun, and I hope to see everybody next week on the old Pawpets show. And remember where we are, and don't forget to download the copy of this episode after it airs. You'll enjoy it. I promise you that. And if you don't, then go out and get a chocolate chip cookie. Maybe it'll cheer you up. Anyway, swimming out of here for now, and I'm going to go join my other colleagues. So have a good time out there.
Here we are, saying goodbye again, but fear not, we'll be back again next weekend when the show is back on the air, and I'll be there. We all will have a lot of fun, but right now, time for us to run. We'll be back, you know just what time and where. I hope you'll be there by next Saturday. You'll all come see us once again, and if you don't come back, you know this parting's only gonna really make us wanna cry. We'll see you soon. Not if the viewers see you first, in case they don't. I could always give them a gleaming, shining, throbbing black eye. You can't do that. You give me one good reason why I shouldn't give a crud. 'Cause they're our viewers and we love them so. Big whoop. Oh, come on. You could love them too. I'd rather really eat my shoes. But Creo, what if you don't wear any shoes? Yeah. Well then, nothing left for me to say, but we'll come back next Saturday for more zany fun, the old Pawpets way. I think you're getting the picture. You think? So viewers, we shall implore you to watch us, 'cause we're telling you, you're the reason why we're all here with you anyway. See you Saturday, that'll be the day, you'll come to play in our own old Pawpets way. We hope you have enjoyed the show, and now before we go, we'd like you all to know we'll miss and love you all. even when Bill is drinking hard and needs to run to the John.
Watch out for your shoes.
No, 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 before we disappear. The old Pawpet Show would like to impart to you this final phrase of the night. And that phrase is, wait for it. Wait for it. Now.
Welcome back from the world of the dead. How does it feel? I feel good. I feel really good to be back home. So, what have you decided? iPhone or Samsung? I don't know!
Poor guy.
Well, the Fox Talk really took up quite a bit of time. I'm sure the music will probably do too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how much time. Okay.
Hi, Mr. Jennings. Field.